Let's get right to it. There's a lot happening in the weather world this week, and it's all centered on the heart of the country. Another powerful storm is targeting the central U.S., and this one has the potential to be even more disruptive than what we've seen so far this season. After a rough start to March, a new surge of storms is setting its sights from central Texas through the Mississippi and Ohio valleys, all the way to the Great Lakes. This broad swath of the country is bracing for days of unsettled, dangerous weather. This isn't just a spring shower, it's a major weather event with the potential for widespread, heavy rainfall and dangerous flooding. Emergency crews are already on alert and communities are preparing for the worst. If you're anywhere from Dallas to Detroit, now is the time to prepare. Secure outdoor items, check your emergency kits, and make sure you have a plan in place for possible power outages or evacuation. A classic spring storm system is brewing. A strong low-pressure center is about to tap into warm, moist Gulf air, fueling hours of torrential downpours. This combination is notorious for producing not just rain, but also severe thunderstorms, and even the risk of hail or tornadoes in some areas. This system will linger, dropping repeated rounds of rain over the same areas, a recipe for serious flooding. The risk increases with each passing hour as the ground becomes more saturated and rivers rise. The threat zone covers millions, including major cities, farmland, and key transportation routes. Highways, rail lines, and airports could all be affected, making travel hazardous and potentially causing delays for days. This isn't just about your backyard. It could disrupt supply chains, travel, and daily life across the region. Businesses may face interruptions, and schools could close if conditions worsen. We'll break down the timing and threats so you know what to expect and when. From the first raindrops to the final clearing, we'll track the storm's every move. The ground is already saturated from previous rains, and rivers are running high. This means it won't take much additional rain to trigger flash flooding or river flooding in vulnerable areas. This next wave is arriving on a landscape primed for flooding. Farmers, homeowners, and city officials are all watching the forecasts closely, hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst. Stay with us and pay close attention to alerts and warnings in the coming days. Local officials may issue evacuation orders or road closures at a moment's notice. Your awareness is your best defense. Make sure your phone is charged, your emergency kit is stocked, and you have multiple ways to receive weather updates. We're here to give you the information you need to keep your family safe. Our team will be monitoring the situation around the clock, bringing you the latest updates as conditions change. Understand the science, take action, and stay alert. Knowing what's coming and how to respond can make all the difference in a dangerous situation. This is a storm system you can't afford to ignore. Stay tuned, stay safe, and let's get through this turbulent week together. Timing is everything with this system, and understanding when the worst of the weather will hit is crucial for staying safe and prepared. Meteorologists are closely monitoring every update, tracking the evolving situation hour by hour. The most dangerous window is Tuesday and Wednesday, when the atmosphere will be primed for severe weather outbreaks. These 2 days are expected to bring the highest risk for damaging storms and flooding rains. Multiple rounds of heavy rain and thunderstorms will sweep from the plains into the Mississippi and Ohio valleys, with each wave bringing the potential for flash flooding and dangerous lightning. A strengthening low-pressure system will pull warm, moist Gulf air northward, igniting widespread storms. This clash of air masses is a classic setup for volatile weather, and it's unfolding right over the heart of the country. Expect intense rainfall rates. Think of a fire hose in the sky. Streets and fields could quickly become inundated, making travel hazardous and increasing the risk of localized flooding. On Tuesday, the focus will be on Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, where severe storms could bring hail, strong winds, and even isolated tornadoes. By Wednesday, the threat shifts east to Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Communities here should brace for heavy rain, gusty winds, and the possibility of severe weather continuing into the evening. The storm's coverage will expand, with steady rain reaching the Great Lakes and even parts of the Northeast. Widespread showers could linger, soaking large areas and keeping rivers and streams elevated. A trailing cold front will keep storms firing from the Ohio Valley down to the Gulf Coast, prolonging the unsettled weather and keeping the risk of storms alive for several days. Even after the main system passes, the threat isn't over until late week. Lingering showers and clouds will keep conditions damp and unpredictable. Knowing this timeline lets you make smart decisions, alter travel, secure property, and ensure you get alerts. Staying informed can make all the difference when severe weather threatens. Don't wait until the rain is pouring. Use this forecast to prepare now. Stock up on essentials. Check your emergency plans and talk with your family about what to do if warnings are issued. A very active, wet week is ahead, so stay alert, stay safe, and keep an eye on the changing skies. Why is this storm so concerning? It's not just the rain, it's the saturated ground. Recent storms have left the soil soaked, so new rainfall will quickly become runoff, raising the risk of flash flooding. Urban areas and low-lying spots are especially vulnerable. Water can overwhelm streets and creeks in minutes. Rivers are already high from snowmelt and earlier rains, leaving little room for more water. While major rivers may avoid record floods, smaller streams can overflow rapidly, threatening homes and infrastructure. This is a classic spring flood setup: saturated soil, high rivers, and a moisture-loaded atmosphere. The stage is set for widespread flooding. This isn't just another rainstorm, it's a significant flood threat. Understand the risks and take them seriously. The performance is about to begin. Last week in Indiana, we saw how quickly things can escalate. Heavy rain pushed the White River near Seymour to major flood stage, inundating roads and stranding semi-trucks. This wasn't just empty fields. Transportation and commerce ground to a halt. The image of stranded trucks is a stark reminder. No vehicle is safe in floodwaters. What happened in Indiana could play out across the central U.S. this week. Small streams and rivers can become dangerous obstacles in hours. The White River event is a warning shot. Turn around, don't drown. Flooded roads are deadly, and infrastructure is vulnerable. Learn from recent events and take precautions now. The stakes are high as the next storm approaches. Let's pinpoint the bullseye for the heaviest rain. This week, a powerful storm system is setting up to deliver a widespread soaking across the heart of the country, and some areas will see rainfall totals that could break records for this time of year. The main corridor stretches from the Red River Valley in Texas and Oklahoma, through Arkansas and Missouri, and then sweeping northeast into Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. This broad swath is where the most intense rainfall is expected, with some locations potentially seeing several inches in just a short period. On Tuesday, Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas will be the first to experience rounds of drenching storms. Rainfall rates could reach up to 2 inches per hour, quickly saturating the ground and making travel hazardous. Localized flooding is likely, especially in low-lying and urban areas. Storms may repeatedly hit the same areas, a phenomenon known as training, which can rapidly overwhelm drainage systems and trigger dangerous flash floods. Cities and hilly terrain are especially vulnerable, as water can rise quickly with little warning. By Wednesday, the heaviest rain shifts eastward. Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana will face the peak threat, with widespread downpours and the risk of severe weather. Rivers and streams could rise rapidly, and rural areas may see fields and roads underwater. The advancing cold front will ignite a line of strong storms across the Mississippi and Ohio valleys, bringing not just heavy rain, but also gusty winds and frequent lightning. These storms could linger for hours, compounding the flooding risk. By Wednesday night, rain will reach the Great Lakes and interior Northeast. Cities like Cleveland, Detroit, and Buffalo could see heavy downpours, slick roads, and reduced visibility, making evening commutes challenging. Residents in this entire corridor must be on high alert. This is not just a passing shower or a typical summer storm. The potential for flash flooding and severe weather is real, and conditions can change rapidly. If you live in a flood-prone area, now is the time to review your emergency plan, gather supplies, and make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings. Stay informed and be ready to act quickly if conditions worsen. The storm is taking aim at the nation's midsection, and its impacts will be felt far and wide. Stay weather aware and take steps now to protect yourself and your loved ones. Flooding is the main danger, but the impacts go further. Travel will be hazardous. Expect delays on major interstates and at airports like Dallas, Fort Worth, St. Louis, and Chicago O'Hare. Overflowing streams can flood homes, businesses, and farms, causing costly damage. Farmers may face waterlogged fields and delayed planting. Widespread flooding can add up to billions in economic losses. Saturated ground and gusty winds can topple trees, leading to power outages. Water can overwhelm sewer systems, creating public health risks. Flash floods happen fast, straining first responders. Heed warnings and stay out of harm's way to help emergency crews focus where needed. The consequences go far beyond a wet basement. Personal responsibility is key. Stay safe and stay informed. While flooding is the main threat, this storm brings hope to drought-stricken areas. The southern plains and lower Mississippi Valley are in severe drought. This storm could bring much-needed relief. Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana have suffered from months of dry weather. A soaking rain over several days can replenish soil and refill reservoirs. If rain falls too fast, it runs off. But moderate, steady rain is a lifeline for farmers and ranchers. This storm could green up pastures and boost water supplies. For some, it's a story of flood risk. For others, it's hope for recovery. It won't end the drought overnight, but it's a crucial step forward. Weather often brings both peril and promise. The real difference comes from how we prepare and respond. Know your risk. Do you live in a floodplain or have a basement that floods? Have multiple ways to get weather alerts. Phone apps, NOAA weather radio, local news. When a flash flood warning is issued, act immediately, move to higher ground and stay off roads. Take practical steps, clear gutters, move valuables, secure outdoor items, and check on neighbors. Community support is vital in weathering storms. Have an evacuation plan and a go bag with essentials ready. Don't wait for chaos. Plan ahead for peace of mind. Your preparedness is the most important factor. Stay calm, stay ready, and respect the forecast. Small actions now can make a huge difference. Safety starts with you. Here's the bottom line. A major storm is bearing down on the central U.S. with a widespread flood threat. From Texas to the Great Lakes, early to midweek, stay on high alert. The combination of saturated ground and incoming rain is a dangerous setup. We've covered the timeline, the bullseye, and the lessons from recent floods. Risks range from flash floods and travel hazards to property damage and power outages. For drought areas, there's hope. But the flood threat is urgent for all. Stay vigilant, keep your alerts on, listen to officials, and check on loved ones. Never drive through flooded roads. Staying informed keeps you ahead of the surge. We'll be here with updates to help you stay safe.